Hey yo, what they do? This is me, your partner, no Mike Smiff, the big belly rude boy, and I'm trying to be big, so I need y'all to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat at Mike Smiff 305, and make sure y'all keep it locked. Sakara.com, you dig that?
What's up? It's your girl Sakara, and right now I'm with Mike Smith out of Miami. Thank you so much for allowing me to interview you today. Tell me how you feeling.
I'm feeling good, man. I appreciate you having me. It's dope right here.
Yes, of course.
The vibe,
You know,
yeah,
just like your music though. Like I was
yeah.
listening to your music and I was like, okay, this is what I'm talking about, right out of Miami. So
Yeah,
I want to take it all the way back, right? So Trick Daddy,
yeah.
how did this come about? Were you seeing him when you were growing up, or this was like a random thing?
Nah, really, I've been a fan of Trick since I was little. You know what I'm saying? But we never had a relationship or nothing. Just me being a fan of music. We grew up. It wasn't no internet. I'm a '90s baby, so we only knew what we heard in our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? What we heard on our local radios, what the dope boys riding past, blasting in they dunks and stuff like that. And at the time, you thinking you talking '99 or something like that, the 2000, 1998, all that. That's Trick Daddy, Trina, the Lost Tribe, JT Money. That's all we was hearing. So I was definitely a big fan of Trick Daddy coming up, and as I got older and really got serious with the music, it's just ironic that all these years later, he's the first person that really co-signed my movement. So it's dope, man.
When was it that you actually got serious with music?
Really, when I found out I could make some money from it, you know what I'm saying? That's when I really like, okay, because I always loved music. Now I've been rapping for as long as I've been able to read. You know what I'm saying? Second grade, third grade, I was writing poetry and short stories, and like even in school, only thing I was good at is English, language arts, and lunch. You know what I'm saying? That's the only three subjects that I was doing good in. You know what I'm saying? And I've been doing that, but when I was in high school. I always thought like the only way to get money was to do wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because that's who I seen with money, and everybody who I knew who had degrees, they ain't had no jobs. They was overqualified. You know what I'm saying? My grandma got 3, 4 degrees, and she was unemployed like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Down bad. So everybody I seen that was hustling and trapping and robbing and scamming, they had all the money. So and I ain't never knew nobody from my neighborhood that wanted to rap that made it. So I never think you can get no money rapping. I just thought it was something I was just good at doing. So I went that route doing wrong, and then when I found out well, you can get some money, you might not be on even known on TV and all that, but you can still hustle this and get some money. When I started seeing people like Slim Thug and people like out of Texas, and I started studying the game and seeing that there's people that we never heard of that's rich off music. You know what I'm saying? I was like, okay, I'm finna really do this music and get me some money. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. And I gotta ask, because being out there in that type of environment, me as a tourist, I sit there and I'm like, beaches, sun, everything. This looks amazing. But what do you think of when you think about shooting a music video? Do you think about, I want to go to the beach, or do you think about really just seeing what you describe, like the struggle?
Yeah. We really paint the pictures, man, with the visuals. And to be honest, man, it's like we in New York right now, right? So when the tourists when they think of New York, they think of the Statue of Liberty, they think of Times Square, they think what I'm saying the glitz and glamour part that we see on TV. Well, this shit hood in the motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? This shit going down, you know what I'm saying? They don't tell you about the Bronx and Brooklyn and all this, the gutter stuff, and we deal with that in Miami. You know what I'm saying? When they talk about Miami, they talk about South Beach and the stuff you see on the movies, but man, on the other side of that bridge, it's going down. You know what I'm saying? And we deal with a lot of heartache, a lot of deaths, and from a young age, we was young and we already know how to accept calls from prison. You know what I'm saying? We normalize the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like coming from the environment we come from. But man, I done lost over 20 homeboys to gun violence, and I got man multiple homeboys that's doing life in prison right now, and homegirls too that's in prison. That they don't get enough credit. Like, but girls go to prison too. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, it's real down there. So I make that music, that pain, that struggle. I like to think on the voice of the voiceless. So when I shoot videos, I try to paint that picture and let them know, man, this what's going on down here. I try to be a reporter like how I was back in the days. You know what I'm saying?
Right, absolutely. The real. Like that's speaking of that, I really want to know how do you feel about linking up with City Girls? Congratulations on that. Anyway, cuz City Girls, the City Girls like what?
Yeah. The City Girls, they dope, man. I've been a fans of them, and they told me they were fans of what I got going on because you gotta understand, like a lot of people that be popping off, like making it big. A lot of people think, oh, they came out of nowhere, but these people been lit where they from before the world knew them. So that was my situation. I was lit in Florida and Miami, what I'm saying, before I started traveling and going all these different places, and now like different cities and states they getting up on the movement. But I've been lit where I'm from, so they been familiar with my music and coming to my shows and they fuck with my sound and stuff. So when we got together, man, it was dope. They inspired me really, man, because I've been rapping longer than them. But man, just to see how hard they working, man, Young Miami, she don't get enough credit for holding down the fort and moving how she moving. Like when I called her, she was on the road, and she came as soon as she touched down that night. She had something to do, so right after our session. So she came and we did the session, man, and then right after she had to leave and go do her thing. And at first we did one, I did a verse, she did a verse. And then I listened to her, I was like, man, I want to go back and forth on the third. I'm gonna try to squeeze a third verse in there. So when I called her, and told her, she came right back, pulled right back up. We did the third verse, and then and she just right after she going somewhere else. Like man, she hustling. So that told me, man, you gotta take that hustling to another level. You know what I'm saying? For real.
And honestly, I say the same thing. She's going everywhere by herself. It's
Yeah.
amazing and she getting it done.
We
So
proud of her, man. She putting on for the crib. We proud of her, man. Keep hustling, man. Keep trapping. Congratulations on the baby and all that. You know what I'm saying? Keep doing it, man. We rooting for you.
definitely, that's what's up. It is very inspirational for everybody to see, especially like me watching her come literally out of nowhere. It seems like it's out of nowhere because we all the way in New York.
Yeah, but they was lit. They was lit at the crib, man, for a while before QC them came down there and dropped that bag. They were doing their thing, man. Congratulations to them and putting on it. The more people from the crib that's popping, the more it's opening up that door for everybody else. So y'all definitely helping me in my move, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy for them, man. You for real.
And for the people out there, Trick Daddy is huge. I know a lot of people may not know how big Trick Daddy is. Like, seriously, it's not just Love and Hip Hop Miami. Like, Trick Daddy is the ultimate, oh my God, in Miami. Like, I'm from New York and I know everything about Trick Daddy from back then. So, what are some of the things that you feel like you learned from Trick Daddy?
Oh man, I think the biggest thing that he taught me was just being yourself, being original. You know what I'm saying? Because he took me on a tour with him, like and we were just going around city to city, state to state, rocking these different venues and these shows. And Trick Daddy, man, if you know anything about Trick Daddy, he hood, thug, gangster, grimy dude, like you know what I'm saying. So a lot of places we was going was hood. You know what I'm saying? Spots for all the gangsters and the strippers and the shooters and the robbers. You know what I'm saying? So we went to one venue. It was all white people. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I come to him, I say, so I'm hype man in all the shows at this point. He like really like, yeah, let me hype man everything on the whole tour. You know what I'm saying? And I say, man, we gonna have to change the show up this time. It's a different crowd, ain't it? So he took me outside, man, and he like, man, what that sign say outside? I say, it say Trick Daddy before I'm alive. He say, man, that's what we gonna give him, Trick Daddy. Like he say, man, they came to see Trick Daddy, we gonna give him Trick Daddy. He like, man, you don't never adjust to these motherfuckers. They know what they paying for. You know what I'm saying? You bring them in your world and give them you. Don't adjust to them. Let them adjust to you because they want a motherfucker want a piece. They ain't going to Burger King. You know what I'm saying? Like they piss pack wall to wall. They came to see Trick Daddy. We gonna give them Trick Daddy. So that's the most thing that stick in my head. Like man, don't try to adjust, man. Just tell your story, man, and they gonna relate. They gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely. And last but not least, that leads me in.
Glad you kicking me out.
Oh, never that, never
Oh
that. I could talk to
man,
you all day. Like, seriously,
yeah.
I really could, though. I really want to find out for those. I mean, your music is incredible. I liked so many songs, but for those out there who want to look you up and are gonna find your album, what would you say is the song that really describes you, or that you really want them to hear as the first single?
Oh, I'm gonna be politically correct and tell y'all the single. My first 100 featuring Gang Gang. That's the single that we pushing. They just added it on BT Jams. It's getting added more and more. Like I just got we got like 5 more slots that they just added it on. Man, my my hometown. When you where you from, it be the hardest to support what you got going on. And I just got the phone call today, man. My hometown radio stations, both of the big stations in Miami, just added it. So man, I'm excited about that they getting on the train. A lot of time radio be 6 months late, a year late. By the time it get on radio, the streets be like, man, we been on that. You know what I'm saying? But it's like right now it's bubbling and they adding it, so it's everything right on time, man. God really moving, man. And it's on World Stars, on Tidal, the videos on YouTube it's going crazy. So man, my first 100, that's the record that I need y'all to go stream, download, and that right there. You know what I'm saying? But All Gas No Breaks Volume 3, that's the whole project, man. Just go tune into it, man, and just, fuck with me if you fuck with me. I'm the voice of the voiceless, man. If you looking for the rappers that talk about they was lit before the deal, I ain't him. I'm the one. I'm gonna tell you the struggle, the pain. I'm gonna tell you what's going on in my neighborhood. I'm talking real shit. If you ain't real, you ain't gonna relate to it. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. Like, that's the best thing. Keeping it real, 100 all the time.
All day, anything else uncivilized.
So, what's your social media if they want to like find you, look you up?
Mike Smiff 305 on all social media. I have a problem. My name Mike Smiff, but I have a problem. People be like, "Man, I looked you up, I ain't see it," but they put SMITH. So it's SMIFF 305. Mike Smith 305. FF. When the FF stand for five. Five.
Oh, that's fire. Like, that was really something I was wondering. I was like, Smith, where did that come
Nah, I
from?
don't stand for that, but I'm
Okay,
just
you
talking
stand
shit.
for
But
that. All
the
right.
Smith, it just like that's how we say it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because
right.
at least where we from, people don't say Smith. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah,
say
yeah,
Smith. You know what I'm saying? Jordan Smith, or you know what I'm saying? That's how we talk. We country down there. You know what I'm saying? So, Mike Smith 305 though with the double S on that, man. Put some respect on my name too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I love that. Thank you so
I
much for your
found out y'all
time.
don't got pickle eggs up here, man.
Wait, what's that?
You don't know what a pickle egg is? You know what pig feet is?
Yeah.
But we got something called pickle eggs. Where we boil eggs and we put it in the jar and it sit for a couple
Really?
days and we eat it like pickles or hot sausages.
Wait, okay, wait. Hold
Oh man,
on.
I
So,
gotta put you on when you coming back to Miami. I gotta put you on. I gotta get you a conch salad, conch fritters, and pickle eggs, hot sausage, pig feet, but boiled dumplings and fried dumplings and boiled peanuts and I'm a food connoisseur. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry.
We
I
gonna
just
roll
gotta
it out
ask.
for you.
Is it eggs and pickle liquid?
I don't know what kind of liquid is it? Is it? Yeah, it's like yeah. Let it sit for a couple days. Oh, it'll drive you crazy.
Actually sound good. I love boiled eggs, so you had me right
It'll
there.
drive
I
you
was
crazy. And
like,
you
all
mix it
right.
with a little hot Cheetos. Y'all got hot Cheetos and
Yeah,
hot
definitely
fries
got
and
hot
that.
Cheetos.
Okay, yeah. That
I
it's gonna
mean,
drive you crazy.
that sounds like a stomach. I don't know.
Nah, I'm telling you, it's gonna get you right, man. I'm telling you. When we come back, we gonna do a Miami edition.
Yes,
And we gonna roll out the red carpet. We gonna slide through the hood. We gonna bend some corners. We gonna go to the strip club. We gonna go, to the corner stores, and we gonna eat real good. And we gonna throw money in the club, and we gonna get on the real Dade County experience. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I'm excited. So,
yeah. Let's do it.
all right. So now y'all know what's to come. Stay
Sponsored by
tuned.
Slip and Slide. Well, I'm gonna get the check out of them about that. We gonna sponsor that. We gonna send an invoice, and we gonna get that right. Come on, Ted, drop the bag, man. Put the buzzer up, baby. Let's do it.
That's what's up. There you have it. So stay tuned for the part 2 and make sure you check out his new project on iTunes today, Mike Smiff.
So out of nothing, say congratulations. I'm acting like I never had nothing. Probably cause I never had nothing. Fresh out the projects, now that bag coming. Said if they gave me that money, that little nigga gon' fuck it up. They don't know